Hello friends, I welcome you in lecture number 14 on first order ordinary differential equations. In previous lecture, we have discussed what is linear differential equation, and we have seen that a first order differential equation is linear if we can write it in this form: dy by dx plus px into y equal to rx, where y is a function of x, that is y is dependent variable and x is independent variable. Because y is a function of x, we can say that in this equation y is dependent variable, x is independent variable. So this is linear differential equation in which y is dependent variable. But sometimes our differential equation is not linear if we consider y as dependent variable. But in some equations, if we consider x as dependent variable, that is, instead of considering y as a function of x, if we consider x as a function of y, then it can be linear if we consider x as dependent variable and y as independent variable. So in that case, role of x and y in this equation will change. Instead of y, here dependent variable is x, and here independent variable is x here, which is y in this case. So in this case, our differential equation will be linear if it can be written in this form. Instead of dy by dx, now I write dx by dy. Role of x and y is changing now. So I will replace x by y and y by x in this equation. So here I have dy by dx, so I write dx by dy. Here I have function of x, so instead of function of x, I write function of y. Instead of y, here I write x and equal to rx, that will be replaced by some function of y. So this is the linear differential equation if x is a function of y, or if x is dependent variable and y is independent variable. So if we cannot write our differential equation in this form, then we will try to write our differential equation in this form. And as we know, if our differential equation is in this form, dy by dx plus px into y equal to rx, we consider integrating factor equal to e to the power px dx, and general solution is y into integrating factor equal to integral of rx into integrating factor plus c. Now if our differential equation is not linear, if we consider y as dependent variable, but if it is linear, if we consider x as dependent variable, then it will be written in this form: dx by dy plus some function of y into x equal to some function of y. So instead of px and rx, we have py and ry. So integrating factor in this case is, here we will replace x by y, so e to the power integral of py with respect to y. And now in this formula also we will replace x by y and y by x. In the left hand side we have y into integrating factor, that will be replaced by x into integrating factor equal to rx, that will be replaced by ry integrating factor dy plus c. So in this lecture we will see differential equations which can be written in this form, that is differential equations which are linear if we consider x as a dependent variable. And if it is in this form, then we will solve them using this general solution formula, where integrating factor is given by e to the power integral of py with respect to y. So we understand this with the help of examples. First equation is 1 plus y square dx equal to tan inverse y minus x dy. So we can see here power of y is 2. So this is not linear if we consider y as dependent variable. So instead of y, we will consider x as dependent variable. So first we write it in the standard form. So first we find out what is dx by dy. So dx by dy is tan inverse y minus x over 1 plus y square. We will keep in mind this standard form. We are trying to write in this form, dx by dy plus some function of y into x equal to some another function of y. Now in the next step we keep this as it is, and we rewrite right hand side as tan inverse y over 1 plus y square minus x over 1 plus y square. Now if we compare with this, we require this term on the left hand side, and we will keep this function of y on the right hand side. So therefore dx by dy plus x divided by 1 plus y square equal to tan inverse y divided by 1 plus y square. So this is in standard form. This is linear if we consider x as dependent variable. So we compare this with dx by dy plus some function of y into x equal to some another function of y, and we get py is nothing but 1 divided by 1 plus y square. Here coefficient of x is py, which is 1 over 1 plus y square, and ry is tan inverse y over 1 plus y square. Now we find out integrating factor. Integrating factor is given by e to the power integral of py with respect to y. Integral of py, that is integral of 1 over 1 plus y square with respect to y. Integral of 1 over 1 plus y square is tan inverse y. This is integrating factor. And now we write down the general solution. The general solution is, instead of y, we write x into integrating factor equal to r of y into integrating factor integral with respect to y plus c. Integrating factor is e raised to tan inverse y. Right hand side is tan inverse y over 1 plus y square. Integrating factor is e raised to tan inverse y plus c. Let me write it properly. E to the power tan inverse y. Integral is with respect to y plus c. Now how to integrate this? So here we can assume that if we take tan inverse y equal to some another variable, suppose we consider this substitution, tan inverse y equal to t. We are changing the variable of integration from y to t, and if we differentiate with respect to t on both sides, derivative of tan inverse y is 1 over 1 plus y square into dy by dt equal to derivative of t is 1. Therefore 1 over 1 plus y square dy will be replaced by dt, and here tan inverse y will be t, e raised to tan inverse y will be e raised to t, and dy upon 1 plus y square will be replaced by dt. So we can give this number 1. So therefore 1 becomes, and keep in mind that we will keep here tan inverse y as it is. Here on the left hand side it is not required to take tan inverse y equal to t. So we consider left hand side as it is. X times e raised to tan inverse y equal to, on the right hand side we put tan inverse y equal to t. So this is going to be t e raised to tan inverse y, that is e raised to t into e raised to t, and 1 over 1 plus y square dy is dt, that is we are having t times e raised to t dt plus c. Therefore x into e raised to tan inverse y is, now here we apply integration by parts. We consider u equal to t, v equal to e raised to t. So first we keep u as it is, that is t as it is. Integral of e raised to t is e raised to t minus derivative of first bracket, that is 1, integral of second bracket, that is e raised to t, plus derivative of first bracket, which is 0. So we stop here and we write plus c, and this we can rewrite by taking e raised to t common. We have t minus 1 times e raised to t plus c. Therefore x into e raised to tan inverse y. Therefore x into e raised to tan inverse y, and value of t is tan inverse y. So that we substitute again. We have tan inverse y minus 1 into e raised to tan inverse y plus c. We are putting t equal to tan inverse y. And if we wish, we can multiply whole equation by e raised to minus tan inverse y. So we will have x equal to tan inverse y minus 1 plus c times e raised to minus tan inverse y. We have multiplied this whole equation by e raised to minus tan inverse y. So e raised to tan inverse y into e raised to minus tan inverse y will be e raised to 0, that is 1. Same thing here. So this is the general solution of given linear differential equation. It is not necessary to write bracket here, and here c is arbitrary constant, where c is arbitrary constant. So in this way, if our differential equation is not linear, if we consider y as dependent variable, then we can try to convert it in the differential equation which is linear if we consider x as dependent variable, and we can easily solve it using this formula. First we find out integrating factor, and then we use the formula for general solution. We consider one more example. Solve y dash times sine hyperbolic 3y minus 2xy equal to y square. So if you are not familiar with hyperbolic function, we can just recall. We can write cos hyperbolic y is defined as e raised to, if we consider y, then we write y here, e raised to y plus e raised to minus y divided by 2, and sine hyperbolic function is defined as e raised to y minus e raised to minus y divided by 2. And if we are interested in the derivative of hyperbolic function, suppose I want to find out derivative of hyperbolic sine of y, then I have to differentiate this e raised to y minus e raised to minus y divided by 2. Derivative of e raised to y is e raised to y. Derivative of e raised to minus y is minus e raised to minus y, that is plus e raised to minus y divided by 2, and this is nothing but cos hyperbolic y. So therefore derivative of sine hyperbolic y is cos hyperbolic y. So we will remember this formula for the derivative of hyperbolic function. Similarly, we can show that derivative of cos hyperbolic function is sin hyperbolic function. Now with this in mind, we can try to solve this differential equation. First we rewrite given equation. Given ordinary differential equation is, we have y dash, that is dy by dx into sin hyperbolic 3y minus 2xy. Sin hyperbolic 3y minus 2xy equal to, let me check, we have right hand side is y square. So this is also not linear if we consider y as dependent variable, because here power of y is not 1. So we try to write it in the differential equation which is linear if we consider x as dependent variable. So first we try to find out dx by dy. So we can see, if we take dx by this quantity dy by dx on left hand side and this y square on right hand side, we will have dx by dy equal to sin hyperbolic 3y minus 2xy over y square. We are considering this quantity on right hand side and we are considering this quantity on left hand side. So we try to write this in standard form, dx by dy. Now this right hand side can be rewritten as sin hyperbolic 3y over y square minus 2xy over y square. So 1y will cancel out and we have minus 2x divided by y. Therefore dx by dy plus 2x divided by y equal to sin hyperbolic 3y over y square. So this is linear with x as dependent variable, which is linear with x as dependent variable, and y is independent variable. And if we compare with standard form, comparing with dx by dy plus some function of y into x equal to r of y, here py into x equal to ry, we can see coefficient of x is 2 by y, so this is py and this is ry. Py is 2 divided by y, r of y, that is right hand side, is sin hyperbolic 3y over y square. Coefficient of x, this is p and this quantity is r, sin hyperbolic 3y over y square. So now we first find out integrating factor. Integrating factor is given by e to the power integral of py with respect to y. Py is 2 over y dy, e raised to 2 is constant, integral of 1 by y is ln y. This we can rewrite as ln y square and this becomes y square. Therefore integrating factor is y square. And now we find out general solution. The formula for general solution is x times integrating factor equal to integrating factors times right hand side, which is ry, plus c. Integrating factor is y square, here y square times right hand side is sin hyperbolic 3y over y square. Integral is with respect to y plus c. Therefore x into y square equal to integral of sine hyperbolic 3y with respect to y plus c. Now integral of sine hyperbolic y is minus cos hyperbolic y, and we have to divide by coefficient of 3, coefficient of y which is 3. So we have minus cos hyperbolic 3y divided by 3 plus c. So this is the general solution where c is arbitrary constant. So you can check how integration of sine hyperbolic is minus cos hyperbolic, as we have discussed that if we consider integral of sine hyperbolic y with respect to y, that means sine hyperbolic y is e raised to y minus e raised to minus y divided by 2 dy. So we can have integral of e raised to y is e raised to y minus integral of e raised to minus y is e raised to minus y divided by minus 1, that is e raised to minus y. This 1 by 2 is constant, so this is positive. Okay, fine. So here I have to replace this negative sign by positive sign. Integral of hyperbolic function is sine hyperbolic function is cos hyperbolic function, because as we have discussed, integral of, here we have written this derivative of sine hyperbolic y is cos hyperbolic y. So therefore integral of cos hyperbolic y is sine hyperbolic y. Similarly, we can show that derivative of cos hyperbolic y is sine hyperbolic y. Therefore integral of sine hyperbolic y is cos hyperbolic y. So instead of trigonometric functions cosine and sine, here there is no negative sign. Derivative of sine is cosine and derivative of hyperbolic cosine is sine. Similarly, integral of hyperbolic cosine is hyperbolic sine and integral of hyperbolic sine is hyperbolic cosine. In trigonometric functions sine and cosine, we have this type of things. Integral of sine y is minus cos y, integral of cos y is sine y. But for hyperbolic functions there is no negative sign. We will remember this. Integral of sine hyperbolic y is cos hyperbolic y and integral of cos hyperbolic y is sine hyperbolic y. Same thing for derivative. Derivative of cos hyperbolic y is sine hyperbolic y. Derivative of sine hyperbolic y is cos hyperbolic y. So here we used this fact that integral of hyperbolic sine is cos hyperbolic cosine, and we have to divide by coefficient of y which is 3, and this is the general solution of given differential equation, which was linear if we consider x as dependent variable. So in this way, if our differential equation is not linear, if we consider y as dependent variable, then we can try to write our differential equation in this form, and if it is written in this form, then integrating factor is e to the power integral of py with respect to y, and general solution is x into integrating factor. Keep in mind, here we are writing that variable which is dependent variable for our equation. So in this equation x is dependent variable, therefore we are writing x here. This is equal to integrating factor times right hand side, integral is with respect to y plus c. Here integral is with respect to independent variable which is y here. So we are considering here dy. plus c. So this is all about today's session. I hope you like it. Thank you very much.